Hi everybody, this is Mary for Stampin' Camp with Mary and Tips and Techniques Tuesday. Today for Tips and Techniques Tuesday, I want to show you how to do a floating frame card. This is the floating frame. This is, you get two, excuse me, I sat on that one. You get two cards out of one, or you could just do one, and this would be the top of the front of the card. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need a piece of cardstock. Well, two pieces of cardstock. First one, this is just what we're going to lay it down. Now, it can be the one that you're going to turn it over and put it on, or it could be anything. But this one, you need it 5.5 by 4 1/4, okay? And then you'll need a second one. Where is it? 5.5 by 4 1/4. I am going to first do this on the black so you can see it up. What else you're going to need is you're going to need some die cuts or some hand fussy cut things. I still have a bunch of the butterflies from the Botanical Butterfly DSP that I had cut out earlier. So I am just going to use those. You are also going to need some press and seal. Let's bring this up so you can see this. You're going to need some press and seal, or you're going to need like a post-it note that doesn't have permanent adhesive on the back side. You can also use a piece of window sheet and put a thin low layer of non-permanent adhesive on it, or you can use some duct tape or painter's tape, and I'll show you what we're going to do so it goes on like that. Anything that's non-permanent so you can peel it off without it taking. Now the press and seal, I've tried a couple of times, and sometimes if your ink is not dry, if you stamp and cut it out with the Big Shot or hand cut it and it's not perfectly dry, sometimes that ink will peel off. So you have to judge and practice this. But what you're going to do is you're just going to line your butterflies or whatever you have along on this piece. Now they can go over, they can go under. You just want to line them up. You're not putting them on permanently or whatnot. You're just wanting to line them up and I'll show you what we're going to do. I don't want to center this one and put this one up. I want one because I'm going to cut out the middle. I want one that I can, well, let's try this one, that I can get the full thing on when I cut it out. And you may want to bring your dies in there. And what you can do is you could lay your dies, what you're going to cut out, over that. Let me get... Now you can do any, you can do the squares, you can do the rectangles, the circles. I know I have my rectangles here, they are. Nope, that's the butterflies. Here's the rectangles. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out my rectangles and let's see. So there we go. That'll be about where I want it. So that one does fit in there. Okay, now that I'm almost done, I'm just going to leave that, now I'm going to leave that just the way it is. Let's put all of these back into the What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take out a piece of my press and seal. Just going to take a piece of press and seal. So it covers that sheet. I am going to gently push this down, put this over it with the sticky part on your die cuts or on my butterflies. Gently so they don't move too much. Just going to lightly, then I'm going to pick them up just like that. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, my frame, so I'm using the rectangled frame, just like that, and I am going to, I'm going to hold that down with a couple pieces of washi tape. You know, you could use, now see, when you put that piece of press and seal down, you could put anything. You could put full piece of Post-it note that's sticky on the whole side, or you can just run strips of masking tape or blue painter's tape or a non-permanent adhesive tape on there, okay? So I'll be back in just a little bit. Okay, I've got my Big Shot out. What I am going to do now, and I'll just move the Big Shot now that you know I have it. I'm going to move it out of the way because there's not much room to work. But what I am going to do is I am going to put my piece of press and seal with, just like that. And I'm going to run that through the Big Shot, okay? Okay, I ran that through the Big Shot. And now I am just going to take that piece off. Ooh. Okay, I'm going to have to run it through the Big Shot one more time. I don't like doing it because sometimes then it gets, these get too too permanently adheres to it. You always, when you use your Big Shot, you always have to remember that you need to practice with your Big Shot and see if you need shims or anything. Each Big Shot is different, so I can't tell you if I use shims if you will need them or not. There we go. So we're just going to take out need to get my snips. I've used this like 10 times and I never had this problem. There we go. Okay. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to use that for one and this for another. Now what I'm going to do is, where am I? Nope. You're going to need some stamping dimensionals, and I just had them out here. Let me get my stamping dimensionals. There we go. Some of them. Now you're also going to need your mini stamping dimensionals, and again, I know they're here someplace. So I just used them. There they are, the mini stamping dimensionals. What you want to do is you want to put a couple of dimensionals on each of these right here. Now I'll just fast forward through this so you don't have to watch. If I'll be able to get those. So now what you'll want to do, and I usually use my, where is my, pick your tool, to take off all the backings of those. Now what you want to do after all of those, you take the backing off of all those dimensionals. You want to either get a card front or a card base, and you are going to layer, you're going to lay this right on, center it up, just like that. You can take this off. I find I took this off once before, and it flapped around so much I couldn't even get it to lay straight. So I have found that if I use this, it's as a stiffener, it works really great. Okay, now all you want to do is you want to peel your press and seal off. And see, yeah. You want to just do it gently and easily. Sometimes it takes the top paper off. So I'd love to be able to get some full Post-it notes, 5x7 Post-it notes, and see how well that works. But Post-it notes hold too. There we go. And now all you've got to do is just turn it over and trim it. And you can then put it on your card base, stamp your saying inside. Now this one is the same way. You'll take that off and you just put it on. Let me get a card base for that. Got Balmy Blue. And I'll show you how to do this. And again, what I would probably do is I would run this through the Big Shot. With the butterflies, I'd probably use the butterfly dies. And I'm centering that. And then I am going to slowly peel the press and seal off. And there you have it. Another card, another framed. Remember to follow me on YouTube, and all the information to create these are down below and on my blog at marystampinghappenings.blogspot.com. Thanks for visiting and happy stamping. Bye-bye.